You're listening to Creeping Wave Radio, a documentation of our decidedly creepy escapades here on YouMind, once the mics go off. Okay. Phone. New entry to diary. Recording. I've been sort of quiet because Anatole said I was supposed to destroy this phone after that, to do with the vampires. But, yeah, that isn't happening. So yesterday, I found out what all those bits and pieces were left floating around in my head. They were memories from different roles I've been made to play in a life that's gone on probably too long. I don't remember anything in detail, but they call it an amaranthine, which sounds weird and pretentious, but whatever. A human, pretty much. Born with the essence of an interdimensional being, a prisoner from another realm, locked inside, and no hope of escape, even death. Apparently, I'm one of those, and I don't want any part of it. I don't. I killed people last night. Well, vampires. But they still had lives. People who cared about them. Things they hoped to accomplish, and now they're just gone. Because of me. I'm not sure I'm fighting for the right side anymore, or if there is a right side at all. And I don't know what's going to happen when the police find all those shriveled up corpses. Actually, could you maybe show me the news for today?
Don't believe what you've heard. Today, 3 old dogs showed us they can indeed learn new tricks. Celebrated titans of terror, Vincent Price, Boris Karloff, and Peter Lorre launched an armed assault on the dwindling Palms retirement home for aging actors, much to the delight of the residents.
Peter Lorre came in, pistols blazing. Were they twin PP7s, Esther?
They sure were, Norma. Gold ones. Boy, that takes me back to my girlhood.
Of course, the kickback sent him flying into the pool. Peter Lorre is not a large man, you know, but oh, what a jokester.
Then Boris Karloff came running in screaming, "Feel my wrath, you undead scum!" Shaking a crossbow over his head. I think it misfired.
Oh, yes. He had no idea what he was doing with that thing. I got an archery badge back in Girl Scouts, and that poor man was all thumbs, I tell you.
The arrow ricocheted off Esther's flower pots.
Oh my, yes! Then it bounced off Gladys's bedpan.
Oh, that was quite a surprise, I don't mind telling you.
Yes, and then it flew right into the bingo lounge.
Right in the middle of a very heated game.
Tore the bingo wheel right off its hinges. Balls went flying everywhere.
That's when the fighting broke out.
I ripped the tennis balls off my cane and went in for the kill.
That's right, she did. She gave Doris a concussion.
She had it coming to her.
They'll be cleaning the false teeth off that floor for weeks.
The orderlies, trying to prevent a riot, declared there'd be free martinis in the lounge for the rest of the evening.
Oh, yes. I do wish somebody would tell Vincent Price to stop blowing that horn of his. I'm trying to get my drink on over here.
You tell him, baby. Come here and give Papa some sugar.
Oh, Boris, you old rascal, you.
I could do with a little sugar myself.
Come over to my room and borrow a cup of mine, you sweet thing.
You don't have to ask me twice, my silver vixen.
Yes, the madcap antics of these three elderly gentlemen brought smiles to the wrinkled faces of residents here at Dwindling Palms, making them the most popular new additions. That's right, the boys will be staying, and what a way to make an entrance. Back to you, Vikki.
I thought they were dead. Oh, no.
Ah, Napoleon, my boy. I hear you triumphed against the vampires last night.
If you could call it that.
And why wouldn't you? You marched in there triumphantly, your Lego scabbard in hand.
You know, Legos weren't invented till 1932, Scratch. I looked it up.
Why on earth would I begin to have the slightest care about that, my boy?
I have memories that go back way before then. Nothing clear yet, just pictures. But I know I was well past childhood by 1932.
And as I said, I've been following your progress for many years. Why does any of this even begin to matter?
Because the story you told me about how I built a guillotine out of Legos in kindergarten, it only ever existed in my head. It was one of the stories fed to me the last time I lost my memories. How could you have known anything about it?
Because I am Mr. Scratch, my boy, and I have eyes everywhere. My fingers are entwined in many a thing.
If you mean to imply you're omnipotent, I know you're not. You rely far too heavily on human help to be that.
Clever boy. Then tell me, what does it mean,
It means when you drew up that contract with me for the 60 silver bullets, you must have known the terms didn't apply to someone in my predicament. Someone who isn't human.
Oh, but you are human, my child. That flesh you wear, the mind you wield, all the sweet fruits of a very human womb. That is why it was your hand that was used to awaken the song of the elder god.
But if the vampires aren't human, then how am I?
Vampires sacrifice their humanity, bleeding off their own soul's ether little by little and replacing it with the scraps thieved from others. Your kind, on the other hand, was born to drink from that well, and thus your essence remains whole. You are human, just not mortal.
But if I can't die, you can never collect my soul.
If you'd read through the contract properly, you might have noticed this clause here, in event of immortality.
Wait, let me see that.
In the event of immortality, the soul may be collected upon the firing of the 60th bullet from the signee while still in its corporeal housing, thus transferring the rights of ownership over both body and soul to one.
Mr. Scratch.
Correct.
Don't you have to use your legal name on a document like this? You can't just go by Mr. Such and Such or something like that.
My true name would be incomprehensible to your human mind.
Fair enough.
I'm far more interested in discussing the terms of our other agreement, your apprenticeship.
But I failed.
How did you determine that?
I didn't deactivate the Serpan device. You can't. It's too ingrained in our technology.
I'm willing to overlook that.
And I let one of the vampires live.
And why, pray tell, did you see fit to do that?
Because she...
Ah, yes, of course. You're still under Katya's spell.
No. I just think that maybe the vampires aren't all that bad. I mean, they never really take ether by force. They just collect it from people playing with their cell phones or video games. People who are just wasting their lives anyway.
But it's their life to waste. Mortals have a mere handful of years, and if they choose to throw them all away, that's their prerogative. Katya and her friends never beg permission because they know if they ask for 1 ounce of a human soul, they'd be flat out refused.
But you take souls.
I take nothing. My souls are bought and paid for in full. If the buyer cares enough to review their contract, they'll see that they get exactly what it is they've agreed to.
All I wanted was to find Sugar. I've been searching for her for so long. When she found me in the woods, she woke up all these memories in my head. I thought she could help me understand.
She could have.
Don't tell me that.
The Sasquatch is a most fascinating creature. For what it's worth, I wish you had traded your soul for what you really did desire.
I don't know what that is anymore. Now that I understand what I am, that my miserable life is just gonna keep going on in endless circles.
Well, that's a bit dramatic.
No, it's not. Even before I understood what an amaranthine... Whatever. Even before I knew what that was, I knew there was something wrong with me. It was like people around me could sense it. They hated me for it. Everything I touched wound up broken in some way. Anything I tried... My life is just a complete failure.
How quaint. Why, it's almost a monologue lifted straight out of Charlie Brown. Shall I go fetch us a football so I can comically yank it away right as you try to punt?
You kind of already did. Honestly, the only time I'm happy is when I'm asleep. Your daughter said that's where my race comes from. From a place people sometimes see in their dreams.
Well, something like that, yes. I do wish she wouldn't be so maudlin.
Even my own worst nightmares are preferable to life here, in this never-ending collapse. I just want to stay asleep forever.
You want to go home?
Yes.
And I am truly sorry, but that is beyond my powers.
I figured as much.
I am, however, willing to uphold my agreement to take you on as my apprentice, in spite of your failure to keep your end of the bargain.
Why?
Because you brought me back my sons when I thought they were lost forever. Though I don't entirely appreciate your methods, you seem to have amused my daughters enough to where I am forced to entertain the notion that you might be of some obscure sort of use around this place.
Oh, well, thank you, I guess.
I told you never to thank me, Napoleon.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
But you may show me your gratitude by dedicating yourself to not making me regret this decision.
Believe me, I'll try. I'll try not to. You know what I mean.
Oh, and before I forget, Anatole wanted me to give this to you.
What is it?
A postcard, I suppose. Just looks like a lot of blots and scratches to me. But he was quite insistent that you'd be able to make sense of it.
I can try, I guess. Scratch?
Yes, my boy.
You never explained to me how you knew about that memory. The one about the dolls and the guillotine.
Napoleon, you have my gratitude. But rest assured when I say that you aren't in much of a position to go sticking your neck out again.
Yeah, okay. That's a weirdly outdated phrase, but sure. Okay, bye.
Breaking news. There was a major fire at the Krasnaya vodka distillery, causing millions of dollars worth of property damage. Arson is suspected. More news on this story as it develops.
Hey, boss, it looks like the Soviet vampire's lair has been taken out. Guess we don't have to lay low anymore.
There will be more to come and take their place. They're like cockroaches in that way, infesting every corner of society.
Still, though, might be nice for us freaks to have a night on the town. It'd be a good morale booster. Have a few drinks, do a little dancing. Heck, it'd give you a chance to show that new body of yours off for the ladies. Now that you're not just an old brain in a jar, you could get a little...
Ha! I wouldn't dare exhaust it with that. I'll be lucky if this frail mortal shell lasts me till the end of the week as it is, let alone...
Oops, that trick jaw of yours came loose again. Let me just... Hold on now. Okay, that'll do ya.
Blast! It's no use! I should have never let this Sasquatch go. Without her healing abilities, I'd be forced to have myself transplanted from one maggoty lump of meat to the next for the rest of eternity. A mortal human body cannot sustain the transplant procedure and begins to rot away around me the moment I inhabit it.
Well, I still have the jar.
Don't even joke about that.
Well, at least you got some good press out of it. Those idiot podcasters, you let her go off with everyone believing that you're the Hindenburg guy, and you threw everyone off our trail.
True. No one would ever suspect that within this worm-eaten husk, I am literally Hitler.
Yeah, let me get your jaw back in place for you again. Wish I could be there to see their dumb faces when they figure out that homing button you gave them was just a fake.
Oh, God, those guys are imbeciles.
Yeah, you ever listen to those boys' podcasts?
Why would I? They've served their usefulness.
Just for a laugh, you know what I mean? It's mostly that big, stupid, creepy one whining at whatever guest they have on for half an hour about how they're so wrong. Here, let me show you.
They begin to lose their memories one by one until they've all but completely forgotten themselves.
Amnesia.
Exactly. They're locked in an undying body with no comprehension of a self, no understanding of the world around them. Those of their race that are still in their cognizant phase devote themselves to finding those near the end of their remembrance. It's a struggle sometimes, as the first memory to fade is often of what they in reality are, and they fight you all the way. One moment, they seem as though they are fully lucid, others, they're a stranger. The cognizant assist in killing off their kin's old persona and placing their wayward siblings into new lives, rehabilitating them, and slowly, these poor derelicts begin life anew, as someone else entirely.
Derelicts? That's what you call them?
Yes, da.
Like an abandoned ship adrift at sea?
Exactly.
It's not a terribly flattering term, is it?
Well, there's only you and me here, no derelicts for us to worry over insulting.
No, I suppose not.
Ah, don't feel sorry for them. They settle happily into their new lives and go right back to feeding on ethers.
I just don't... It just doesn't seem fair. They lose everything, as if they never even existed.
There's no need to get so sentimental.
I just don't understand. How is it fair?
You see what I mean? What a cringe fest.
Interesting. Napoleon seems very invested in the plight of the immortal for a mere human simpleton.
Yeah, what a jackass.
and he was very insistent in his pursuit of the Sasquatch.
Wait a minute. You aren't thinking that big stupid lummox is one of your kind, are you?
I'm thinking we should perhaps pay our dear friend Napoleon a visit.
Hey guys, so what you just listened to was the Season 2 finale. We're kind of bringing the plot to a boil for Season 2 and sort of setting things up for Season 3. So what did you think of this episode there, sir?
It was excellent, of course.
It was, and you're not just saying that because you're married to me.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, we're really excited to finalize the scripts for Season 3 and get them out to everybody. If you are a musician or a singer or anything like that, we're always looking to bring new musical talent to the table. We're hoping to do some of our returning musical talent as well, maybe having some people score certain episodes. That's kind of the plan going forward, but we're going to see how it works out.
I think we should maybe have some new voice actors too, if there's any out there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with our old voice actors.
No, they're all doing an excellent job.
Yeah,
but we could always use some new blood.
Yeah, just always looking for people who are talented and willing and who might want to come on the show and just have fun with us. That'd be really great. And yeah, so if you're able, just follow us on social media, kind of keep up to date with everything that we're doing. I'm getting better about posting on that. For a while I wasn't posting as often as I should because I get caught up in working. Which is why maybe you should consider, and just consider, mind you, I'm not telling you, consider supporting our Patreon, because it kind of helps us out with all the little odds and ends that go with running sort of an audio drama like this.
Helps us keep the lights on and the show going.
Yeah, and so even a donation of $1 helps out so much, or donations of equipment or whatever you want to do, that's always good. And really just, we want you to have fun with us, to follow along on social media, to engage with us. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if you're enjoying the ride. Because we're enjoying bringing it to you, but we don't want to perform to an empty room, right?
Right.
So let us know that you're out there. Okay, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
I think it is.
Yeah, so
just stay tuned for the further adventures of Nap and the gang.
That's right. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Love you. I do love them, you know. But you'll always hold a special place in my heart.